bed.
What, my dear, are you all right? What do you need?
I need you to sleep. That's what people mean when they say goodnight. You don't have to be next to me every moment.
I'm not leaving you.
John.
I'm not.
I'm fine.
You're not, and I'm not, so here I stay.
Don't you have a book to be worrying you?
Don't think about that. I'm right here, and I'm staying here until you can stand up and walk about and give me orders again.
The book, John.
I don't care about the book. I'm not bothering with it. Not now.
Yes, you are.
Not now.
Yes, now. Your sons might have never seen you on stage, but I did. And I've never seen you happier, more full of life, or handsomer.
Handsomer?
I know Will's words made you, John. Return the favor.
Handsomer?
I always had a weakness for men in makeup.
Well, you married a player and ended up with a manager.
I know whom I married. In your heart, your player still. The heart's what matters.
When I thought you were gone, my heart stopped. No play has sent me to my knees and then up again and through the streets running as last night. Nothing is worth more than you.
Then listen to me. When the world grew dark, where did you turn? When our sweet Mary died.
Yes.
And then young John and our Lizzie.
God bless them. I never knew how people went on after a loss like that, but somehow they do. We did.
Every day is someone's worst. At least we have ours together.
You bore it all so much better than I did.
No, I didn't. We bear it as we can. Most people would go to church, but you went to the Globe.
No, I didn't.
I know you went there, alone and at night. Why? What did you do there? Meet Will?
No.
Henry?
No, I would just speak. It seems childish, but I'd stand on the boards and speak. The whole theatre dark, but for a candle to my side. I would recite speeches, Hamlet, Lear, some King John, anything that would direct the rage, pain, the endless pain of it. Plays held more solace than priests. I always did in that respect. Supposed to be quiet in church, but that I could not do. Not when God had asked me to hold that much in my heart. I could not do that.
You needed words.
Yes, they were alive for me.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
The book, John.
Book.
When the world gets too dark.
Too dark to bear.
The words, John. There's light in them.
Yes. Light.
There's life in them.
Yes, light.
Good night, John.
Good night,
Good night,
sweet prince.
dear John.
And may flight of angels
Sing thee to thy
rest.
John, it's midnight. You shouldn't be here.
What?
I said you shouldn't be here. Come with me. Come home.
There is no home without her. There is nowhere to go.
I know it feels that way. I know it does. But you can come home with me.
Why?
Because this is the hardest thing you'll ever go through, and I won't have you go through it alone. Elizabeth insists you come and eat with us. Come, eat.
I've never thought food as useless as I do now.
Well, then we'll both starve. On stage. In the dark. When my first boy died, only months old, I couldn't imagine a loving God that would have any part in such a thing. And I told him so in my prayers. Silent because I knowed I'd be the one in the ground if anyone heard what I thought of God and his taking and taking and taking. Then I realized the great weight of every grieving father's prayers that must hit God every night and must sound so much like my own. Sons who lost fathers, husbands without wives, mothers. Oh God, the mothers. All that grief on God's ear constantly. And I felt bad for God, which made me laugh, which made me feel alive again. It's funny how that worked out, didn't it?
That's a good story. Why do we bother?
With what?
With stories. Dramas especially. Isn't it ridiculous? Grown men dressing as kings, and even more ridiculously queens. And people come to see it. They laugh. They also weep. They weep with us. Why do they do it?
Because stories are real in their own way.
No. Real life keeps going on, and the villains aren't caught, and the endings aren't right, and it's rough seas and dark days, and we sit here in this barn playing fictions for willing dreamers. We tell over and over again, and I sit through it, and it's false, and it's hot air, and I need it. And when I have nothing to say, I need it. I hurt so much, and I can't breathe. I've got a horse for a heart, and it keeps on running me down. I can't breathe. I need it.
John.
Am I godless? I look to fairies and false kings instead of holy people. Does that a heathen make?
No. No, of course not, no.
I cannot breathe without her. I cannot breathe at home or in the street or in the yard where she now lies. I cannot breathe in this world, but here I am come. I am lulled into meaning, and that is the greatest fiction of all of it, meaning anything. And God and his angels mock us every ending we play but the tragic one. If they aren't yet tragedies, they soon enough will be. Stories of forged life. Life's a tempest of loss. Why do we bother with any of it?
To feel again.
I feel enough.
I said to feel again. That's the miracle of it. The fairies aren't real, but the feeling is. And it comes to us here, player and grounding alike, again and again here. Your favorite story just ended? Come back tomorrow. We'll play it again. Don't like the story you're in? A different one starts in an hour. Come here. Come again. Feel here. Feel again. History walks here. Love is lived here. Loss is met and wept for and understood and survived here. And not for the first time, but every time. We play love's first look and life's last here every day. And you will see yourself in it. Or your fear. Or your future. Before the play's end. You will test your heart against trouble and joy. And every time you'll feel a flicker or a fountain of feeling that reminds you that, yes, you are yet living. And that is more than God gives you in his ample silence. And then it ends. And we players stand up. We look at the gathered crowd and we bow. Because the story was well enough. And it's time for another.
It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. If only she knew it would.
Mourn her, honor her, join her yet.
She spoke to me about the book. She insists.
Well, she was always a lot wiser than you.
Ali, what are you doing here? What brings you?
I don't know. I couldn't think of anywhere else to be.
Light, awesome, good.